And Nintendo didn't waste no time because instantly this big black beautiful baby daddy popped out of nowhere. Hey yo, you know what's the worst part about Bowser's Fury? Is because at some point in time it just ends. How dare you Nintendo produces a game this damn good and makes it in a way that it comes to an end. Shame on you Nintendo, shame on you. Hey yo, this handsome dog right here aka me is gonna harp on about Bowser's Fury for the next like 10 to 15 minutes so make sure your ass got some time. Because we're gonna talk about why Bowser's Fury is one of the greatest things to ever happen to the Mario franchise. In recent memory that is, because Yoshi Island is still the GOAT, I'm just saying. Hey yo, so take your ass back to 2020 when the whole world was still in lockdown. But us gamers didn't have time for all of that because Nintendo was just about to drop some heat on us. 3D World was done some heat as a standalone game back in... What year did this come out again? Hold on, let me check. What year did Mario 3D World came out? 2013? It's been 10 years already? Damn! But when I saw Bowser's Fury, I was like, boy! The information that my eyeballs was picking up off of the computer screen was then being processed by my little monkey brain. Saying that it did not put a smile on my face was an understatement. I took the remaining of my saving that was supposed to carry me through the remainder of that month and pre-ordered it immediately because forget priorities, right? I then went into my vegetative state and ignored all social interactions until the 12th of February 2021. And then Nintendo dropped this glorious, this marvelous, this immaculate masterpiece on us unworthy peasants. So let me run through it real quick. So our boy Mario dripped out in his signature red and blue strolling through the Mushroom Kingdom, and then he stumbles upon a puddle of Dookie and hold it right there. Both you and I know that any form of entertainment that starts off with Dookie is automatically peak fiction. So then Mario does what any sane person will do and follow the trail of that leads to a large pile of that he then gets sucked into, which is basically a day in the life of your local slave queen who just got flown out to Dubai. Do not ask me how I know that. So one concussion later, we wake up in this dark lake area. And my boys, Nintendo did not hesitate to deliver the smoke. Because in my mind, I'm thinking about 15 minutes to half an hour into the game, we're going to be meeting the man of the hour. And Nintendo was like, my boys, that's cute and all, but I'm going to give your ass 5 seconds. Because right off the back, this big, black, beautiful baby daddy pops out of nowhere with one of the sickest, headbangingest tune blasting through his speakers. It's raining fire, pillars are falling out the sky, Bowser finally has pectoral muscles. Asimo boy has been hitting that bench press. So a few close calls later, we bump into this game's main collectible, the the cat shines. And upon collecting it, Bowser was like, you see all this light shit? I ain't got time for all of that mess. Deuces! And my boys, this is where everything changes. The lighthouse is activated, the sun is out in the sky, and your ass is introduced to Lake Lapcat. Buckle up your buns because for the next few hours you're going to be running, jumping, swimming, collecting power up and riding and exploring to your heart's content. Because this right here is everything I wanted Odyssey to be. But hold up, you're not alone on this adventure because we got Bowser Jr. over here trying to convince Mario to help out his father because he's been acting up lately. And look at Mario's face right here, he wasn't having none of it. Hitting Bowser Jr. a little Italian side-eye. And I can't give my boy wrong because Bowser Jr. been a certified since 2002. But he does tag along and prove himself useful by collecting stuff and throwing hands with any nearby enemy. And also Nintendo back at it again with those quality of life touches. You know some games give you a companion and they're just out there doing too much? Listen. By giving the player the choice of how much you want Bowser Jr. to get involved. Good looking out with this one Nintendo. But besides collecting and slapping fools upside the head, it helps you find powers by painting in these question mark blocks that are plastered through the lake, which is actually very neat and helpful and gives the little turd something to do if you set him to no help at all. But before we move on, I have to address one insignificant, minor, teensy-weensy gripe that I have with the whole setup of Bowser's Fury. It is kinda expected because after all, Mario games never have any kind of story. Speaking of which, the story, God alone knows I would have loved to know who or why Bowser is in this state, and what the hell is this symbiotic group, and what magical entity is behind all of it. Is it Bowser himself? Is it his burning hatred for Mario manifesting itself into this black goop, which subsequently consumes him and sends him into a blind fit of rage, which even Bowser Jr. cannot calm down? I have so many questions and not enough answers, my boys. But this is mine and it didn't hinder my enjoyment of the game whatsoever, so it's neither here nor there. So Lake Lapcat. It's a lake. And upon completion, it's a complete lap around Bowser's resting place. And well, if you couldn't tell by now, almost everything is made out of cats. The trees are cats. The sign is a cat. The enemies are cats. The birds are cats. Hell, even the sun and the rainbow are made out of cats. I don't even know if that makes sense. But the lake itself, my boys, the lake is one of the most stunning lakes I've ever experienced in any game. So let me break it down for you. This lake is separated into segments, and these segments are separated into islands. And on these islands, you get down to the tried and true Mario formula of excellent platforming. As I mentioned before, the main collectible of these games are cat shines, and at the end of these islands, which are set up like mini obstacle courses, you get one. And it then gets added to that island's respective lighthouse. And you might think to yourself, well, I'm done with this island, let me move on to the next one. But then Nintendo grabs you by the throat and slapped you by your face and said, you wanted content? I'ma give your ass content. Because upon revisiting these islands that you think that you completed, when you go back to it, you're like, what the hell is this? Where did the hell these piranha plants came from? Where did this cage and this cat shine come from? What the hell is going on? Because my boy, there are a ton of things for you to do. And this is a game that keeps on giving. Because there are a total of 5. Count them, 5 cat shines per island. And each one of them are placed behind a carefully crafted challenge to obtain them. You're either collecting blue coins or doing a time challenge or helping this mama cat to get back her kittens, which is really simple to be honest. But the second and third version of this challenge, Nintendo actually had me thinking where these cats could be. In finding them is only half of the battle, because getting them back onto their mother is a whole different story. Because while carrying them, you can't even touch water and think that's okay. Because that cat will disappear and respawn right back to where you found it, which happened to be right before I delivered it right back to its mother. Don't be like me. Me suck at games. And you might say to yourself, this does not sound difficult at all, because actually it isn't. But one added challenge that I forgot while rescuing these felines is that it is actually timed. Yeah, there isn't a clock inside, but don't even think for one solitary second to be rescuing these cats while Bowser is up. Because these pussies turn into certified ups immediately, so you better hurry your ass up with this one. But every challenge in Bowser's Fury was a blast to do. One thing that made me put this game above Odyssey was the evolution of challenges. Like for example, the Luigi challenge. The first time around you're doing this, you're just chasing him around and slapping him 3 times to get a cat shine. The next time around you're doing the same thing, but you're doing it on disappearing platforms. You see, adding a little more difficulty. Or the Blue Coins challenge that starts out simple at first, then they ramp up the difficulty by adding clear pipes into the mix. One wrong move right here and you're going to waste so much time, you're not going to get them all, and you're going to have to redo the whole challenge. And don't even get me started on doing the same challenge on the Invisible Tower, but I still loved it anyway. But how could I forget the Keys and Cages challenge? I honestly think the cats and keys in this game are aquaphobic, because one touch of H2O and it goes to the respawn point. And the kind of ridiculous places Nintendo puts these keys at coming down to the end of the game, I actually had to type rope walk on some clear pipes just to get to the cage. These are the kinds of creativity and little spikes in difficulty that add so much to the game, and it is very welcomed by me. And the funny thing about it is, this is nothing mind-blowing going on here. It's just I was so starved of great gameplay and great level design in a Mario game. And Bowser Fury just feels like a breath of fresh air. I said it before, and I'll say it again. This is exactly what I wanted Mario Odyssey to be. I promised myself while writing the script I wasn't going to mention Mario Odyssey that much, so let's move on. One aspect that I really love about Lake Lapcat is the sheer size of it. It is never boring to get around. What do you think, we're going to be swimming out here? No, my boys, we got Plessy on deck. Hop right on and my boy turns into a Michael Phelpsinator 3000, and within no time you're split-splashing your way onto your next destination. And the tune that plays as Mario Booty Cheeks touches Plessy's back.
Pause.
By God, one of the greatest things that ever caressed my eardrums. This is a great time to talk about the soundtrack. Boy, Mario Odyssey could have never. Every tune that comes out of this game is one of the toe tappingest, knee slappingest, shoulder shakingest, booty jigglingest tune that you will ever have the pleasure of hearing in your life. All credits go to Daisuke Matsuka and James Phillipson. You all knocked it out of the park with this one. From the calm whistles of Lake Lapcat's theme, to the upbeatness of Scamper Shores, to the aforementioned Bowser's Fury theme. My goodness, here in Trinidad we ain't really all that big on rock music, but you're sure to see my ass in a mosh pit if I ever hear this banger comes on. Now let's get to the top dog himself. Let's talk about our little plumber boy Mario. What could I really say about Mario that hasn't been said before? Come on, it's Mario. He controls as smooth as a baby's booty cheeks. But what was our welcome addition was the power-ups. Don't quote me on this, right? But I think this is the first time an open world structured 3D Mario game that allows you to roam while using traditional Mario power-ups. If not so, tell me how wrong I am in the comment section. And while you're down there, hit the subscribe button. You did? Greatly appreciated. But as I was saying, Mario power-ups were very welcomed. What we got here, the cat bell, the super mushroom, the boomerang suit, the fire power, the tanuki suit, and the lucky cat bell as well. You usually find this power up in the question mark blocks or acquired by getting 100 coins. Or don't like me and farm them by using the lucky cat suit and ground pounding off the highest point you can find. And that's a bro tip from Future Boy. The reason why I use the word farm is because these power-ups could be stored by Bowser Jr. You can hold up to 5 in each power-up, and you can switch between them with the push of a button, which is dope as hell. I don't want to be beating a dead horse, but this was one of my major gripes with Mario Odyssey. The capture ability was nice, but it was more of a hindrance to me. It limited Mario's moveset too much. While in Bowser's Fury, the power-ups actually enhances Mario's moveset. It never restricted Mario in what he could do. As a matter of fact, I'll go as far as saying the power-up actually felt like a part of Mario's moveset, and they added to the enjoyment of the game overall. I can't express how much Nintendo did an excellent job with this game, and I haven't even talked about the main attraction of this game, the big bad boss man himself, Bowser. Okay, let's get one thing out of the way. I have never expected in a million years to see Nintendo portray Bowser to look something like this. I knew Nintendo to consider themselves a light-hearted, family-friendly gaming company. But this time around I was like, forget that shit, we're trying to give kids nightmares out here. Because my 10-year-old ass would have been afraid of something like this. Looking back on it, my younger self was quite a wuss. But back to Bowser, whoever thought of the idea, a matter of fact, whoever thought of the whole concept about Bowser's Fury needs a raise. Because all of the challenges that I spoke about earlier just gets an extra layer of enjoyment when Bowser wakes up. Because you could be in the middle of an intense platforming challenge and boom, Bowser is on your ass, raining down fire and pillars to add more obstacles to the area, and this sniping ass firebread that for some reason he shoots with pinpoint accuracy, which you can actually use to your advantage to get some hidden cat shines. Speaking of cat shines, when you collect one, you actually put Bowser back to sleep. Or you can just wait around and he just get bored and let's go back to sleep on his own. Or the third choice, if you collect enough cat shines for that respective area, you activate the Giga Bell. There's 3 in total throughout Lake Lariat. So I sure your ass heard about Super Saiyan Goku. Well, get ready for SSJ Cat Tiger Super Saiyan Ultra Insect Mario 2, because Mario transformed into a giant cat Mario, and he's ready to throw some paws against Bowser. So it's a basic Bowser battle. You gotta ground pound him a couple of times and that will send him flying and exploding for some reason. So you do that 3 times and after the third one, Bowser is cleansed of all this mysterious goop. But that ain't the end of it, because Bowser was still out here and he was mad as ever. My boy got that dog in him. He even takes all the Giga Bells and runs off with them. So he then hops onto Plessie for one final showdown. I'm sorry, correction, Cat Plessie. The final battle looks very cool, I would admit. With you chasing down Bowser and he's throwing almost literally everything at you. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not very difficult, but it's very fun nonetheless. You bump into the cat bell a couple of times and Bowser is finally defeated once and for all. And after completing Bowser's Fury, I felt sad. You know why? Because you ever played a game or watch a movie and after completing it, you instantly wish you can forget all of it because you would like to experience it all over again? And for this, Nintendo, I tip my hat to you even though I'm not wearing one. Because for these few hours of content, this was Mario at its peak. And surprisingly enough, Peach was nowhere to be seen. Cause like, come on Nintendo, you can tell a different story besides Peach getting kidnapped. And yet still I enjoy every second of it. Every challenge, every coin, every power-up, and all 100 of those cat shines, I enjoyed every single one of them. And I honestly, in my heart of hearts, I know Bowser's Fury is a sneak peek into the future of what's to come from the Mario franchise. So no disrespect to anyone. You can keep your Mario 64, you can keep your Mario Odyssey, but in my humble opinion, Bowser's Fury is indeed the greatest piece of Mario content, second to Yoshi Island that is, to ever exist. And I will wholeheartedly say, this game is indeed a masterpiece. Hey yo guys, I found the culprit behind Bowser's Fury. It was Bowser Jr. and his dumbass paintbrush. Word to the wise, never be sleeping around badass children.